Sometimes when we dive into a before and after project, there's not too much wrong with the before, it's lovely, but the after is almost always better, and that is what we are doing in my living room here today. We are back in my living room today to start on another project. I'm Carla from Vintage Decor, and I hope that you are enjoying hanging out with me while I tackle these projects. We have several other YouTube videos here on our channel where I have some nice before and afters, where I'm working on my home decor to make it fit into my aesthetic a little bit better by doing one little project at a time. And today is no different. We are just doing it in my living room because my living room actually doesn't feel like my overall aesthetic as much as I would like it to. For one, I really don't love the beige color on the walls. That is not my aesthetic at all. So I thought I would just show you exactly what I'm aiming for, because I have mentioned this before in some of my other videos, that I have kind of a color palette and a mood board that I am aiming to kind of achieve in my spaces. But I want to put it all here, lots of inspiration pictures and an overall mood board to show you exactly what I'm going for. So I love decorating with a lot of white and black and cream, and bringing in color through my beautiful plants and some artwork and my favorite accent color, which is this really lovely emerald green color. And then of course I love to bring in lots of texture and warmth with wood tones and chunky knit textures, as well as a lot of antique brass. So how we're gonna achieve that in my living room today is we are gonna paint this wall behind me white, because this beige is just not doing it for me. And we are gonna take that wall clock hanging back there and we are gonna make that the antique brass gold color that I love. And then I have this filing cabinet that I've been wanting to paint ever since I got it last summer. And we're gonna be painting that emerald green, because I actually don't have any of the emerald green color that I say is my favorite accent color to decorate with. It doesn't actually exist here in my living room, so we're gonna be fixing that problem today. I know I'm not the only one who puts off projects. I have no excuse as to why I haven't painted this filing cabinet since I got it last summer, but comment down below and let me know what project you are putting off and that you know you should really tackle. Okay, enough talking about doing this project. Let's get started. So obviously when you paint a wall, you start by clearing everything away from that space so that you can get in there and paint. I also just puttied a couple spots that needed repair so that it could dry before I started painting. I laid down some plastic to protect the floor, and I got all of my painting materials ready to go. Now it doesn't really matter if you start by painting along all the edges of your wall or if you start by rolling on the paint, but I just chose to paint in along the edges first, and then I came in with a roller to finish the first coat. This paint color that I used was color matched, so I will leave the formula in the description below. Okay, I have one coat done on this wall. It doesn't look too great, of course, because it is just the first coat. But while this dries, I'm gonna go outside and start painting the filing cabinet. When painting furniture, it's important to remove the hardware, clean the piece really well, and sand it so that the paint has the best chance of adhering. I will leave the information for this emerald color down in the description below as well. The thing I like about this paint and paint color that I use is that it only took 2 coats and it went really quick. All right, the nightstand is looking good, but it needs another coat. So my sweet husband is gonna do that for me while you and I work on something else. Let me show you. So while my husband works on the filing cabinet for me, I'm gonna work on this clock, and I'm gonna make it gold. Do you remember I did it in another video too where I made that little mirror gold? Well, I'm gonna do the same thing with this clock. So this is obviously the finish before, and then I'm gonna add this gold just to kick it up a notch. And don't mind the paint all over my hands. I've obviously been painting all day. All right, that's a wrap on day 1 of this project. I just put things back enough to make the room livable while I finish up the rest of the projects. The wall is still technically drying, but I went ahead and put some things back. But I will get back at it tomorrow. I am so thrilled with how this space turned out. These may be small changes that I'm making and not like dramatic full total room makeovers, but these small changes will certainly add up, and one day I'm gonna look around and be like, I transformed my space. It looks so much different from earlier this year because I just tackled one little project at a time. If you want to redecorate your space, it definitely makes all the difference to have a mood board or a few pictures for inspiration to kind of keep you on track and inspire you on what changes you can make in your space. And if you really want to make a big impact, paint your walls. It really makes such a difference to change the color of your walls. And if it feels daunting to paint an entire room all at once, do what I did and tackle it one wall at a time. It makes it so much easier to just do one wall in a weekend instead of having to rip apart an entire room and everything on the walls. It's so simple to just do it little bits at a time. This space is far from done, and I'm definitely going to be doing more projects here in my living room to make everything kind of feel like my mood board and my inspiration. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the projects and you can hang out with me while I'm doing them. And as always, I hope that this inspired you to see your home in a new light. So one of the projects that I want to do here in the future in this living room to make it feel a little bit more like my mood board and inspiration is to switch up this artwork behind me. It's really lovely, but it's a little too red. So I might be painting something and putting it in that frame, and once that video is done, I'll be sure to link it here for you.